What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here or you're just stumbling upon this video, my name is Angelina and I would love for it if you could subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and leave some comments down below. So for today's video, I wanted to talk about some tips that could help you when you are online shopping. Now the reason for this video is because I get a lot of texts from my friends, my sisters, my mom, always asking me for how they should shop online, what size should I get, just things of that nature. I would probably say that like 85 to 90% of my closet I shop online. I don't really love to go to the stores other than maybe TJ Maxx. That's probably the only store, so that 20% of my closet is probably from TJ Maxx, with like the occasional boutique here and there. But I wanted to make this video to kind of show you guys what I do, what things I look out for, kind of my journey of online shopping and some of the things I've learned along the way that can maybe help you in the future. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first tip, and this is probably the biggest tip, is to measure yourself. Now I know that seems kind of weird, but you can get one of these sort of like flexible measuring tapes that, you know, tailors use when you go get fitted, or you're going to go get things adjusted at Victoria's Secret where they, you know, measure you for your bra size, just things like that. So I highly recommend, if you have one of these laying around your house, I'm sure you can pick them up pretty accessibly at like Hobby Lobby or Joann's Fabrics or anything like that. But this is a great tool to find out your measurements, because you know you're going to shop at different sites with different brands, and even within a single brand they use a lot of different fabrics, and even the sizing guide can kind of change. So I highly suggest that you utilize the size chart whenever it is that you are shopping online. Now once you have done all of your measurements, I would write them down in a notebook or save them in your phone so that you always have them. That's like a huge tip, and that's like one of the ways I determine whether or not an item is going to fit me, or what size I should be choosing, how I want it to fit. Like if I want it to be baggier or looser, then I know I can look at the measurements and see where do I fall into this category and size up or size down accordingly. So in terms of where you should measure, I say you go with whatever's on the sizing chart. So they will normally tell you around your bust, so at the widest part of you, your waist at the smallest part of you, and then your hips at the widest part of you again. If you look online, the sizing charts can be pretty, they're really illustrated and descriptive for you, so you can follow along with that. And as well as your inseam. I would suggest maybe having somebody help you do this, but to kind of measure the inside of your leg all the way down to your foot, so that way you know when you're ordering pants or jeans or even dresses, you can kind of have an idea if it'll be really long on you, where it's gonna hit on your ankle or your shin or your knee. Okay, so for my second tip, it is to have a general understanding of fabrics. Now, I don't think that you should know the difference between tweed and chiffon and leather and pleather and jeans and all those sorts of things. But having an idea of what is stretchy and what's not stretchy will really help you feel confident when you're looking at an item and go, you know, I just really need like a comfortable jersey material dress. Now, a jersey material is going to be tighter but stretchier. So it's going to give you a little bit more of a form-fitting look, but also be pretty comfortable. Whereas if you were looking at something that was made with like a tweed, you know, like a tweed fabric isn't going to have much give. So that should really help you understand what sizes, how it's going to fit you, and everything like that. So it's super easy to find out about these different fabrics by simply looking online. Overall, knowing the fabrics can be really helpful. It's not a huge necessity, but it is really good for you to kind of know, so that way you know what you're getting and you know how it feels, what you like. You know, sometimes some materials can be really scratchy and you know, I just don't like that one, it's not very comfortable for me, so I'm gonna stay clear of it. That way you don't make a purchase without knowing the fabric and you getting it and being disappointed. Okay, so the third tip, which is probably going to be the tip that, I will be honest, is kind of hit or miss. You can kind of eyeball it online and see if the structure of the item is going to flatter your figure. So for me personally, this is not to be, you know, negative about my body, but I know that I have broader shoulders and I have bigger quads. So I know that certain like shift dress that is just a plain kind of boxy shape isn't going to look good on me. It's going to be tugging me in all the wrong places. It won't be very loose at the bottom and comfortable, like its purpose is to be a comfortable dress, but on me, I know it's going to kind of hug the thigh, but not hug my waist, and it'll be a little bit too tight in my upper body. So I know certain structures don't look good on me, or that I am not comfortable in. So understanding the structure of a piece and the different styles, for instance, like I said, a shift dress versus an A-line versus a bodycon and all of those kinds of things. Understanding what is going to look good on you and what's going to be the most comfortable and flattering for your body. Can you figure all of this out strictly by shopping online? Probably not. You're going to have to go into a store and try it on, or if you order something, you need to have tried it on and give yourself ample time to return it if it doesn't work out for you. These tips are really solely for people who are really scared to shop online. I don't want people to ever feel scared to shop online. There's something so liberating about buying clothes and buying shoes on your couch, you know, in your pajamas. So these tips are really to help you and guide you feel more confident with online shopping. But do I think that you can strictly online shop? Absolutely not. But going back to my point is that if you understand the structure and the fit of certain items and the style, you'll have a better understanding when you are shopping online of what you can wear and what you sort of are not as comfortable in. So my fourth tip is probably, in my opinion, the one that took me the longest to learn, and it is to not buy something just because it looks really good on a model. So number 3 and number 4 kind of go hand in hand with, I used to buy anything and everything from Victoria's Secret, like their bathing suits or their dresses or, you know, whatever they sold at the time, when one of their models who I love was wearing it. Like, she just doesn't look like me. She's 6 foot. She has a whole different body structure than I do. You know, lighting and editing, of course, play into it. And I used to get suckered into buying things and they would never look like that on me. And so I kind of started to look at pieces for what they were instead of how a model or, you know, a creative director was advertising it. If you ever shopped on like Zara, I just find their website to be the most annoying and cluttered mess, if I'm being quite honest. And I don't love the way that the models are styled. But then when I see individual pieces, I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, their stuff is really, really cool. And I guess if you were to go into the store, I probably would be more inclined to buy their pieces. But since online, I don't love it and it doesn't look good to me, I don't really buy it. So I need to do that on both ends, not look at something and hate it because of the way it's advertised, but also not be suckered into things just because it looks beautiful in a picture. And again, kind of going back to number 1, when you look at photos of the model, they will normally give you a description of the model's height and what size she's wearing. So if you're looking at a model who is probably 5'11", and she's wearing an extra small, and you are my height, 5'5", and you don't look like a supermodel, I probably am not gonna buy an extra small. So I can kind of ballpark it from there. And my fifth, that was awkward. My fifth and final tip is to read reviews. I probably look through the reviews on an item, I go probably about 3 or 4 pages into the reviews if there are enough reviews. And if an item has no reviews, it kind of deters me from purchasing it. That's not to say that I haven't purchased items without reviews or shopped on sites that don't give reviews. Like, I don't think Forever 21 or stores like that give their reviews. I don't know if they're always online. Maybe they are and I just haven't noticed it. But stores like Nordstrom, Macy's, places like that normally have Misguided, ASOS, Nasty Gal, they all pretty much have a review section for the item so you can kind of understand how it's going to fit. Does it run small? Does it run pretty big? Should you size up? Should you size down? And people are pretty descriptive in their reviews, so I would not overlook reviews. Now, sometimes reviews can be inaccurate and sometimes it can be very biased, and it's, you know, they're upset because something took longer than it was supposed to get there, so that leaves a sour taste in their mouth about the item. So, take it with a grain of salt, but use it as data for you to make a good decision. Okay guys, so that's all of my tips on how to become a confident online shopper. I hope you guys liked this video and found some of the information helpful to you. If you have any other tips that maybe you use, please leave them in the comment section down below so other people can read it and kind of gather more tips. But I appreciate you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!